Welcome to Freedom Friday. It is Friday and you're still not free, but hopefully you are freer after this hour with Ish and me. Today we are talking about the so-called problem, but it's through an interesting frame. We're going to start with Jasmine Crockett, who has announced that she is running for higher office once again. She wants to replace some of the Congress people of Texas. And that should be something where we all kind of just shout out for joy and say, this is great, because we're going to have yet another Democrat in a higher position, not a representative, but a congressperson now in the Senate, who will bring that voice that brings the heat to the Donald Trump regime and brings a new kind of spirit for Democrats, because Democrats feel a little bit kind of lame right now. They feel a little bit like, a little lost in the woods, and not a little bit, a lot, but I'm trying to be nice here. They basically are like Weekend at Bernie's. They're kind of like a dead body that's being propped up, and we need them to show some animation in the way that Jasmine Crockett is showing. You don't have to agree with her politics. I don't agree with everything that anybody says. So I don't think that I need to give that disclaimer. I'm not here trying to promote her. I'm just saying it's a fresh voice. It's a new voice. It's a new way of talking that is unapologetic and straight to the jugular in a way that Democrats have not seemed to be for a very long time. So there you go. That's the one discussion, though. Oh, she's running for office. This is great. But it opens up another couple of conversations, because the response to her saying that she wants to move into a higher position now and bring this spirit that she has to a new role in going after the administration. On the one hand, you have America's kind of white supremacist, racist, who are always very active on the internet because they have no jobs, no intelligence, no schooling, no food, no nothing. And we know that they live in states that are poorer than all the other states and have like terrible, terrible statistics on just about everything that requires cognition. But they have a lot to say about this because they've got time and the internet for free. And what they're saying about it is all the predictable stuff that you might say, they're calling her low intelligence, right? Which is really funny, because that's like the pot calling a pot, right? Like, oh, you low intelligence. But yeah, have you looked in the mirror lately? You kind of not winning any cognitive awards there, homie. But they're calling her all that type of stuff. We can laugh about that because it's predictable. It's like rain. We know it's going to happen at some point. And anyways, that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is there's black men who are in different places in their maturity, in their growth, politically, economically, academically, also. And when they see a situation like this, when she's coming up, there's a couple of responses you can have. One would be like, "Damn, yeah, you go for that. You do that. You're an attorney. You are experienced. You are sharp. You are what we need. Blah blah blah. Whatever." That's what we would say about a family member, like somebody we love and somebody that we know, and we're all family here, right? Like we all are part of a family. What you would say if you're a broken black man who has problems with women, especially black women, and you're still working out your mommy issues, what you would say if that is your situation is that, oh, well, we don't need nobody talking like her. She's sister girl in her way up into the Congress and blah, 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 blah. At a moment when we need unity and power and blah, blah, that's what you would say. And you would say that because you are the product of what Frederick Douglass was talking about when he said that it's easier to educate children than to fix broken men. And he should have said broken 2025 ass men who get on the internet and say things every bit as racist and sexist about her that the white racists are saying, right? Like if I just took your avatar off of your Twitter when you're talking about her, you might as well be one of them. You might as well be one of them, right? Because you the worst enemy. Here we are trying to get anybody elected. Right? I don't care if you black, white, male, transgender, whatever, you bring in right spirit to the thing. We need you elected. But no, you use this opportunity to work out your mommy issues on yet another black woman who's succeeding and bypassing you. Now, why might you do that? Well, Scott Galloway and others nationally are restarting a conversation that's been happening for years about the problem with boys. Boys are having issues right now. 40% of men are in college right now and enrolled in college. But that used to be the majority, like the black, or not just black, but men used to be the majority. And now they're like 45%. They're the minority. 15-year-old boys are scoring a full year behind girls now in proficiency in reading. And this isn't in the United States. This is globally. Like boys are falling behind. Discipline and dropout rates for boys are about 2/3 of all the rates. So girls just aren't the ones who are being caught up in the discipline cycle in schools. The labor force participation is starting to dwindle for men. It's down from 96% to 88%. The number of young men who are disconnected, 13% of young men fall into the category of being disconnected. This is an escalating number that's starting to grow. These are things to worry about over time. Like what's happening with boys? What's happening to boys who become men and become broken? But what I think is really interesting, this is where I'm going to end my kind of opening or whatnot, is Jasmine Crockett was a great place to start because with my homies here, before we started this here podcast today, they gave me an example of the fact that we have to talk about this in a lot of different areas, because I'm still reeling over what Kamala Harris went through last year as a woman, as a Black woman who was the vice president of the United States, one of the leaders of the free world, who faced kind of weird criticism when she was running that a man wouldn't have to face. Especially in a world where men have like 8 baby mamas and still becoming president. Especially in a world where men are like 30 something times convicted as a felon and still becoming elected. Joe. We gave her a hard time for the way she talked, the way she laughed, was she's wearing the right thing. Did somebody at one of her, listen, and this is where this all came on, we'll end here.
You see that shit. You see it, finger wagging again. Like what is OG talking about, man? What is he? What?
No, that's not an OG, Joe. Don't do that.
Well, I say it offline. It's an OG. I say it offline though. You'll know what I mean. But that's wild. That's wild right there. So Black men are problematic and underdeveloped because we criticize political candidates. And he's saying that Jasmine Crockett and Kamala Harris were unfairly criticized. Kamala when she was running for vice president, Jasmine Crockett right now running for Senate in Texas. According to him, they're unfairly criticized by men because, men don't get criticized and stuff. And this black men are the problem because Donald Trump got elected, and Black men are the problem because Jasmine Crockett receives criticism. And, we're underdeveloped and we just out here just meandering our ways through life. We can't read. Our mental cognition is behind, all these things, women outpacing us and all the educational status, all the educational realms, they just outpacing us, Somehow, I don't know, somehow us illiterate Neanderthals still find a way to out-earn. And this ain't shot at women, but I'm just saying us illiterate Neanderthals still find a way to out-earn the women. What's going on is the metrics that they try to measure manhood are off, but it's straight slinging sign language.
Yes.
Straight sign language. And I'm trying not to say what I really want to say, but straight sign language, like a woman.
Now, that was a hit piece on men designed to turn women on.
Man, speak your mind, man. We can't even start regular.
Don't make us sit through 6 minutes of that shit. Like what? I was sitting here like, all right, at any moment he gonna cut it off.
Nah, I want you to get the fullness of it,
bruh.
Hey, but before we dive deeper to this, make sure y'all hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and share. This is crazy. Like it's always Jermaine's fault. Like it's always.
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
Oh, since he was using sign language, I'm gonna use some sign language too. Is he?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
If this is what we doing, then it's what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? Like if that's what you gonna do, then I feel like because you giving off. So I'm wondering, I'm curious. Is that what we dealing with? Because that would make it make sense.
They were doing a lot of this.
He was doing a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, that would make a lot of it make sense. That's all I'm saying. This ain't no shot. No, it's a shot. It's absolutely a shot. But look.
But shots fired first by him, though. It's insulting for you to paint a broad brush and just paint black men as some blithering idiots out here who can't make competent political decisions. And we have to go along with some fresh new black face just because they look and sound and present black in a ghetto way.
No,
and it's a woman.
The idiocy on display. He talks about unity,
but ain't nobody gonna unite with him.
Because he don't want unity. He talks unity while preaching uniformity, right? He want people like him, thinking like him, moving like him. He don't really want unity. He don't care for unity. And then he talks intellectual superiority while preaching idiocy. I don't care what your message is. We need more. That's idiocy at work. You just want people that look a certain way in office, regardless of the message.
The crazy thing though is, because I watched a good amount of this video. The first part is what I really wanted us to extract and concentrate on. The two dudes on there was pushing back. So I do give them that. They was pushing back.
For that, because those are my brothers.
Yeah, they was pushing back. They was pushing back.
Joe's and
they was gonna catch strays.
No,
I'm happy you said it earlier.
No, I don't. It ain't nothing against those other two brothers. I don't even. You know what I'm saying? They cool.
It's an actual Independence Day project.
They good. They good. It's the gentleman in the red hat. Like his soliloquy is what threw me off. I was like, what?
Oh my God! It's coming from Sharice's conference.
It's no.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking with you.
It's no reason. Like,
yeah.
I'm happy you said that too, because they was definitely gonna catch a stray.
No, they definitely pushed back. They were definitely disagreeing and pushing back. But he also so this is you all's first time seeing this video, hearing him talk, right?
Yes.
Did he sound like a stark Democrat?
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But he says he's an independent and talking like that.
Well, nah. Not in ideology. Maybe he's not a card carrying Democrat, but ideologically, he's a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
What you got to say, DC?
Well, yeah. So,
and then
I was cool, and I saw because I know the podcast. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but I know, I know Ish and I know Sharif. So I don't know the other brother, but guess it's a small goddamn world. Anyway, I didn't agree with anything he said because that was a lot of gaslighting. You hit it when you said sign language. And this is what I mean by when we have a matrifocal society. This is similar to, what was the young lady that used to be on MSNBC when she said, black men, you need to, know Tiffany Cross. When she said, black men, you need to just follow the black women. This, that, and the other. Just get in line. Well, then you complain that black men can't be leaders. Or black men shouldn't be in a position to lead, or that black men don't know how to handle power, but then you ordering black men around, and if you're ordering them around, of course he doesn't have any power if he has to follow those types of commands. And it's specifically when you have people who do dog whistle language. And I just, when I hear somebody seeming to be enthusiastically coming for black men, I have an issue with it because there's some underlying agenda there. There's some underlying issues there. When he's saying that Kamala put up with unheralded or just different types of critiques and criticisms, maybe he wasn't paying attention to what the brothers were saying about Barack Obama for his 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Because after the first term, brothers was like, dude, you ain't do nothing for us.
But I mean,
We don't care about the universal health care, this, that, and the other. Didn't Mitch Romney start that in Massachusetts?
Mm-hmm.
What candidates on those big stage don't get the business though?
But it's like one of those things where, and you know, you and Pat pretty much tagged, you know, knocked out a few issues when he said, we're just supposed to go along and get along, no matter what they represent, even if it's to our detriment. We're just supposed to not address the fact that, you know, first and foremost, I haven't heard anything. What's the young lady from Texas again? Jasmine Crockett. I haven't heard any of her policy in terms of what she would do. I always heard her critiquing what's been done, which is very easy to do. And in terms of like people have been saying she's cosplaying black, that was black women that came out and said that. For the most part, that was the sisterhood, because they said she was mocking their experience because she's not from that background.
Yeah.
You know, she's from a well-to-do, middle-class, uppity middle-class sort of background, Pleasantville.
Hood girl.
Yeah, so she's not necessarily that. And so they got offended because they thought that she was mocking them. But it's always, you know, black men have become the stomping ground or become the doormats for everybody that wants to take a leg up, or everybody that wants to boost their popularity with other groups. And it don't matter if it's white men, white women. It don't matter if it's members of the LGBTQ. It doesn't matter if they happen to be Jewish. It don't matter what it is. Black men, and because black men have pretty much been quiet about, you know, pretty stoic in terms of the critique over the last 40, 50 years, primarily because, typically speaking, it's our women that's at the forefront, and black men have never wanted to confront their women publicly concerning these situations because they want to protect the image of black women up until recent years. So for people to actually talk like that and pander, it's hard to respect somebody that wants to sit there and respect their opinion when it's from that position of gaslighting, sign language, shame, insult, guilt, the need to be right, painting black men as unintelligent. Like, you're doing the white man, you're doing the white man's job for him. You're his best friend.
Same thing he accused black men of doing to Jasmine Crockett.
Right. And without necessarily sitting at the table and actually having a legitimate conversation. He's already come with a predisposed outlook in terms of what the outcomes are supposed to be. Why not interview? And I'm glad, though, you know, like you said, I'm glad Sharif and Ish was on there to counter, you know, whatever he was talking about. And I'll probably check that joint out a little later on. But I'm glad they were on there to counter that, because let's be clear about something. The days of knocking down black men are over. The days where black men just shut up and take it are over, especially when we're being misrepresented, as if we don't have any collective intelligence or group intelligence, and specifically those of us who choose to engage in the political genre, the stuff that's going on that concerns us. Because now we've been, you know, a lot of brothers have said, okay, what's the policies? Why aren't the policies representing us? And if the policies don't represent us, why do we continue to follow a class that, first and foremost, when you look at it, look at the damage and harm, look at the amount of violence, look at the lack of care and hope that is going into those communities, black communities run by this country the last 40 years, by the Democratic Party, because we just decided to vote left without caring who was the agendas, without even having a voice on what the agenda should be for us, without questioning it. Do we say no, that we agree with what the Republicans are doing? No. But my stance has always been, we should set our policy, and whoever decides to operate in our policy gets our vote. It's the least we can do, collectively speaking. We don't owe anybody shit.
That's the opposite of what he's talking about.
They don't give us a damn thing. And I don't give a damn what color or creed the politician is, unless they can work for us, because that's their job. This is not a popularity contest. This is not prom queen. This is not student body government. This is the person who is going to be representing us. These are lawmakers. These are policy pushers and lawmakers. If the policy doesn't represent us, if the law doesn't represent, if the laws don't benefit us, then they shouldn't get paid. It's like having somebody work for you. You get, hey, it's supposed to be clean in here. The production, and nobody's producing here. Yeah, but we, 2 weeks went by and we want our money, and you owe us our bread, but we didn't get anything for it.
See,
but it's it's like the old "F you pay me." No. F you pay us.
That's it. PCB influencing us to be misogynistic and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, because
there's a black man we talking about, right? We talking about a black man. So
he's sassy.
hey, because Jasmine Crockett is a fresh new face who's unapologetic. You know what I'm saying?
It's easy to be unapologetic when you don't have to be accountable.
Yeah, she ain't got and she's not a fresh new nothing. We know Jasmine Crockett.
Right.
But she unapologetic.
Bleach blonde. What did he say about the bad bill?
Yeah,
Bleach blonde.
Yeah. That's how a lot of people first became.
Right. That's her claim to fame, is talking trash about a white woman who still got away. Like all you did, like you didn't do nothing but talk trash.
Yeah. So I will be the first to admit that I am not well versed on Jasmine Crockett and her policies and everything like that. I don't live in Texas, so I ain't really been paying attention to what's been going on in Texas. I'm in Florida. We got enough problems over here, right?
And I'm in North Carolina.
But I have been paying attention to what's going on around the world, and I know enough about politics overall to know that nobody is going to wag their motherfucking finger at me and tell me who I'm supposed to vote for just because really it's like the Republicans are bad, so you have to vote for her. The Democrats, because he said that the Democrats are dead, the Republicans are bad, but she's a fresh new face who's unapologetic. So go with that, because it's like Republicans are bad, but it's no, Republicans are bad and Democrats are bad. We're not getting anything from either party.
Well, they're running on the same. They're basically following the Republicans. Republicans ran on this platform of the Democrats are evil, vote for us because we don't like them. And now the Democrats are basically doing the same thing. Look, Jasmine Crockett, I got nothing against her politically. I got nothing against her as a person. I don't know what she's done in Texas, so I'm not going to speak on that, but I can speak on the public platform that she's built, the national political persona that she's presenting. And if she doesn't want to go the way of Kamala Harris, she needs to clean this up. You're following in Kamala Harris's footsteps. And I don't understand why we continue to do this as if Kamala Harris didn't lose 2 times in a row historically. She got blew out of the water.
In the primary,
this was her second time running.
Worse the first time, because people don't even remember that she ran for president the first time she did.
Right.
The primary.
She was the first person to drop.
In the primaries. She
didn't
lose
primaries, right?
Election. She lost the primaries.
Right.
Right. She didn't even make to the general.
Now, what's interesting, what is interesting about this is I saw a video of a bunch of Republican guys, and they were basically laughing and mocking Jasmine that's running for this position. So basically, a lot of them, they're coming out and saying that they are basically baiting her to run because they believe she will be an easy victory. Now
she would be.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real about it. She 100. Look, because she's not even self-aware enough to understand the image that she's presenting, right? And this is the thing, right? Everybody wants to laugh, cry, complain about politics in America and social blah, blah, blah. All of these hopes and dreams y'all have about how America should be, that's not how America is right now. That's not the way it operates at this present moment in time. right now, like not too long, a few days ago, she was complaining about JD Vance, cute, saying some things about her, essentially calling her a street girl and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, those are racist tropes. Ma'am, when you became famous for calling the white girl a bad body, bleach built, blah, 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 you ran off. The alliteration was marvelous.
It's in the same ballpark.
Right. The trope lands when that is your claim to fame. Those two things go together. Your claim to fame aligns with the racist tropes that are only racist when you don't like them. When they're calling you a strong black woman that don't take no shit off nobody and gonna speak your mind and can't be stopped, it's the same trope, madam.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this. This is crockett.house.gov, and this is just a list of the issues that I guess her policies and things. So it is brief, and it talks about going over economy, jobs and housing, voting rights, criminal justice, education, energy and climate, equality, health, reproductive justice, immigration, veterans, gun violence, and extreme
standard
weather
shit.
and disaster.
Nothing new.
Prepared.
Standard shit. So I got one question for her. Is she ready for the Bye Felicia jokes that are gonna start? Because Felicia's her middle name. It's right there. Corny white dudes are gonna jump all over that. Is she ready for Bye Felicia?
No, she's not. Damn, Pat. I mean, you just went right in. Shit.
Like, because everybody's talking about I'm right now in this moment, I'm showing Jasmine Crockett more love than that dude did in that thing. Because I'm trying to have a real conversation about Jasmine Crockett and her viability as an upper echelon political candidate.
Well, he doesn't realize how much he expanded the target on her back, and he doesn't realize how he put her in the line of fire for people to fire back at her, because it's like, oh, so we stupid, so why should we stupid? Jasmine Crockett, we stupid, so they're gonna go at her.
This is his talking point.
Black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees. They're starting businesses. Black women are running circles around men.
That was his talking point.
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
These illiterate, low functioning men are still out here getting the job done, still out earning these greatly educated women.
But see, and this is where I sort of like distance myself from that conversation, because if you're talking about building black communities, we can't keep seeing the black men and black women in competitive,
right?
In a competitive arena when it comes to that, because it's supposed to be, how do we combine these things to become a nation? And we talk about nation building from nation building principles, then that can't be the conversation, because he told another lie in terms of men used to be more enrolled in college than women. That hasn't been the case since women have been allowed to go to college. We talk about all the time. Every group of men, every group of people, every demographic, the women outnumber the men, with the exception of the Asian community. The women outnumber the men in colleges, on college campuses.
Right. It's not a black male issue.
No, it's just, it's because there's the majority of work. The majority, see, these are people that they play games and they think you're stupid.
Go ahead, bring it home. Go ahead, you cooking, because you getting to where I was. Go ahead.
The majority of the things that make a country function, the majority of the jobs that make a country function, do not require a college degree. They require grit. They require the ability to manipulate the environment. And those jobs don't require, and those are the jobs that pay more, because you need those to make the infrastructure run. And if you don't have those to make the infrastructure run, everybody can be educated and this, that, and the other. We're not to the point yet where AI on the computers or taking over everything and doing all the labor for society. We're not there yet. It's coming, but we're not there yet. And because of that, we're in a situation where people have your streets, a water main bust. Are you going to talk about who has the best, scientific method in terms of figuring out the shit? Or are you going to put some men in the ground to help them shut down that water main and restore order so people can have running water in their homes, by dinner time? You know what I'm saying? If a situation happens where a bridge starts to collapse or whatever, who are you going to put on that bridge? This is not a sexist conversation. This is a real conversation because over 90-something% of those jobs are done by men. So
it's how societies are ran. Real at the end of the day, your degree is not. Why you can't even get your degree if the lights don't work.
Why were the first college degrees that were offered were in the nursing field and in the teaching field? Because they needed to put the women somewhere where the women can become earners. The Rockefellers, protocols called for that, so that they can actually tax both men and women and gain more money, through the taxation. That's no secret. So when you talk about using college as a barometer, that's a false equivalency in terms of what black men are capable of. You want to talk about knowing their environment, knowing their community, things of that nature. Nobody is more emotionally intelligent than black men. We have literally, and I was explaining this to an elder yesterday, black and female elder. We as black men have to wage war, fight war, have military mindsets when we walk out the door, because we don't know what's waiting for us outside. That's why when black men come home and women start, yammering and all that other shit. That's mostly why the men ignore them. We don't need to fight a war on both fronts. And so, but when you start have these conversations, it creates the environment where war on front is going to be sort of like the only option. And like, for instance, when they came out with the Black Panther movie, and I stained because this really like bothered me, because I had waited a few weeks to see it. The second time I saw it, the first time, the second time I saw it, because I wanted to actually watch it. And there was only a few people in the theater. It was me, maybe a couple couples, and two little girls that were sitting in the front. When they had that civil war in Wakanda and the women started slaying the men, the girls jumped up in unison. This wasn't even rehearsed. Clapped their arms together and said, "Wakanda forever." This is the type of shit we're talking about when you start having these conversations. You start pitting the men against the women. We were but in the same token, he'll say he's well versed on the Willie Lynch letter, or the concepts of the Willie Lynch letter. It's this double speak, and it's hypocritical, because basically speaking, when you talk like this, you create the atmosphere, because this very easily could have been us jumping down Jasmine Crockett's throat today because of
exactly. That's one of my main points.
It could have very easily, and a lot of people that Simone Biles. A couple years ago, Simone Biles went out and defended her husband on Twitter and on all those other things, because he was critiqued because they said that she was too good for him. And this is the sisterhood. Right after they had told her when she got married, she could have done a better job with her hair. Right after the fact that in the past 2-3 Olympics she was in, they all critiqued her. And what's the young sister we did the video for, Pat? Gabby Douglas, for their hair not being done during the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Same sisterhood. But when brothers responded, because brothers are part of the matrifocal society, they responded emotionally. And they took it out on Simone Biles. She's not all that. She's not this, she's not that. And I'm looking at it like, yo, bro, what are you doing? She's actually making your argument for you. She's defending her husband. She's speaking about the qualities and what's good about dating this and marrying this black man. Why are y'all attacking her? And that's the same sentiment that you can get from this particular thing.
He put her in the line of fire.
Well,
right. Yes. Good, Pat.
No, I was gonna say that's why I said she needs to get out in front of this. This don't need to be us bashing him. This needs to be her getting out in front and putting distance between her. And I would call Buddy out by name. I would call him out by name. I would call the show out by name, and I would put distance between me and this rhetoric, using him as an example. and anybody else that wants to use this, because again, y'all don't even understand the political climate that y'all live in. Y'all are not helping her. So we move, and then the other thing is bigger than the situation. Stop disrespecting your opposition, especially when they in the middle of whooping your ass. Can we please stop doing that? Like, I don't know why we got this thing in us that make us feel good about talking trash to somebody that's in the process. They mid face stomp. And we, that's why your kick don't hurt that much anyway, because you're weak. But they kicking you. Why are you going out to, they're illiterate. You know what? They're very literate in survival, and they also very literate in maintaining the position of power over black people. You can read all the books in the world that you want. All of them. You
not
can
going to
read
intellectualize your way out of this.
And that should actually make you feel even worse that a group of people that can't read a book are whooping your ass. That should make you feel bad.
Yeah.
But it don't, because you're too stupid. You're too stupid to understand how stupid you actually are.
Well, that's called having book smarts and no street smarts. And it really is, because street smarts really is just being the ability to read the room. And he thought it was cute to get up there and
he
say,
definitely thought it was cute.
He thought it was cute. And this is what I mean by people doing cute, because
but you know what though, Pishi, to a demographic of people, the demographic he was talking to,
it's right on point.
Cute.
That was dog whistle.
Yeah, I totally get it. And so that takes us to 2 points. One, there was a group of women, black women, on a talk show recently, and they were talking about how black men didn't show up this last election. And to just go back to what you were just saying about Jasmine Crockett needing to get out ahead of this and addressing it, Stacey Abrams stopped those women cold. She was part of that conversation. She said, I want to be clear about something. Black men did come out. Black men did vote. Black men, more than any other demographic, supported the Democratic Party, the second highest base. If 80% of black men are doing this, why are you critiquing black men for not doing more?
It was some light-skinned chick with some yellow hair.
I didn't even know she was. I didn't know she was black for a minute.
I don't know if she was. I don't know if she black. I was just about to say she might have been white, but some chick with some yellow hair. Because my Tuesday Night Live, we showed that, because we were talking about the psyops that they're doing, the political psyops, and we showed that how Stacey Abrams shut that down.
Yeah, so there's starting to be a new precedent in which now people aren't used to respecting black men. Not even black males that look like black men are used to the notion that you have to respect black men, and that is why and listen. Solid brothers are not trying to hear that shit. We ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Another part of this too is Jasmine Crockett doesn't have a chance in hell of winning in Texas for a senator, a seat as a senator. You need half the state to vote for you. Maybe people need to visit Texas. Shit. Texas ain't even, black people are like the third largest group in Texas. And the Latinos ain't gonna vote for her. They've already shown that men and the women, they choose to vote for the Republicans. Damn well white women ain't voting for her. And that would only leave white men who are literally goading her into running. And the funny thing is, they're doing some real petty shit. Like the Republicans, they're literally like mocking her at their press conferences to run.
Yeah.
She's falling for the bait. Now, so if we want to talk about, let's talk about stuff like that. Don't sit here and try to shit on black men. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna find that the consequences and repercussions for that is going to be, well, he's going to find out more. He's finding out now.
So she's one of 23 people running for the Senate.
Yeah, but that's why I said she can't win with black men. What makes you think she can win without them?
Right. And when when you read that list of policies, Joe, I was laughing because I remember how strong and how hard she pushed for the immigration piece. She's been pushing for that. She's been on the Breakfast Club talking about that and the other. But we haven't heard anything about the situation going on with the ships being seized, the oil tankers being blown up, and you know, right off the shore of Venezuela. We haven't heard nothing from her or anybody else in Congress about that illegal war that's taking place over there. Why isn't that a talking point? But you know, those are issues too that matter.
The Democratic Party, and this isn't like everything he said. He contradicted himself for that to only be a 6-minute clip. He talked in circles. It seemed like it was crazy because he's right. The Democratic Party is dead. So why he chose to take the opportunity to champion the Democratic candidate is beyond me.
That's what confused me. The party is there, but she's the fresh new face because she's unapologetic, and because she has that. And like he said, a lot of black men don't want to see her sister girl her way up there. You're right. But why do you have to do that?
Well, and so he was disingenuous with his reflections or his summary of our criticisms of Kamala Harris. And then he totally ignored the fact, because I think if you're going to talk about Kamala Harris being a black candidate, you have to address the sizable portion of the black community that did not think she was a black candidate. You like, I know that's politically taboo, but if you're a talking head show, supposedly trying to keep it real, you gotta address that piece. There's a sizable portion of the black community that did not feel like Kamala Harris was a black candidate.
Right.
And that is not to be glossed over.
Right.
But beyond that, let's talk about why the Democratic Party is failing. Like everything they're fighting Republicans against, they have had an opportunity to codify into law at some point within the last few decades.
And they
have chosen not to do. You talk about Roe v. Wade. 1970s, they could have codified that. You're talking about voting rights? That's the new thing, right? Voting rights. Right. Oh my, we're gonna lose it. Look, every time that thing comes up to be renewed, there's this same discussion. Why have the Democrats not codified it? Obama had a supermajority his first 2 years in office. He could have codified anything he wanted, and he chose to codify absolutely nothing. That is, and not just him, all of the Democrats.
He didn't even help them get re-election in the midterms. He didn't even help none of them.
So, and I wasn't even mad at him for it. That's the one thing Obama did that I agreed with. But he sat down for the midterms.
But like you said, though, like you asked, why aren't people voting for Democrats? Another reason why it's like everybody keeps saying we're tired of getting nothing for our votes. Most people are like, why keep trying to tap a well where there ain't no water in there? And Jasmine Crockett being in the well not gonna put water in the well.
Isn't she part of the Congressional Black Caucus?
I believe so.
She might be.
So what has the Congressional Black Caucus done for the black community since they've been there?
The same thing as I'm sorry, I was about to stray out. My fault.
And so, but we get it. And anybody with a little bit of common sense gets it. I don't care about her having a voice and speaking. I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of let's be heard. I'm tired of that. Let's get time for some action. When are we going to actually put forth policies that improve conditions for black people? When are we going to put forth policies that create real entrepreneurial centers for black people? When are we going to actually address the fact that black communities are getting decimated right now, not just from gentrification, but shrinkage gentrification, where they're poisoning the places that black people eat, sleep, and shit at? Where are we going to start getting into policies, where like real policies that, if she speaks on that, she can't get elected? Then fuck all of them then. If you're not going to speak on things, or if you're not going to address things that matter, you shouldn't get elected. People, Obama couldn't do what he was supposed to do for black people because if he said that stuff, he would have never got any of it passed. Listen, man.
That's why you don't vote for him.
Then he shouldn't have never been president.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have never been president.
You don't vote for that.
No. They kept reminding him. Every so often, he have a lapse in security with people inches from his bedroom or inches from his hotel room or things of that nature. People was crashing his damn inaugural ball. They let him know he could be touched. But that's besides the point. You knew that going in, and you still chose the position, whether you were elected or selected. And so when we say, okay, we're not playing, the game is rigged, we're not playing, you mad at us because we're not playing a rigged game? You mad at us? You want to point the finger at black men? Because we said, yo, fam, we're smart enough. You keep calling us stupid. We're smart enough to see we can't win this game. You got chip dice, bro. We not rolling with you no more.
You're not gonna make nobody vote for your candidate that you think should be voted in, trying to shame people into voting. That's not gonna work. Like, we're not children. We're not. If you really think black men are that stupid, you wouldn't be on here making that video, because you wouldn't have to make the video.
No, but he does, and he is, because the video ain't for black men. It's for black women who honestly believe that black men are that stupid. They haven't learned from Kamala. They haven't learned from Obama. They haven't learned from none of the metrics that show that black male participation in the Democratic Party, as well as politics as a whole, has been on the decline for the past 15, 20 years?
Since the 2000s.
Like, none of them are learning.
Yeah.
So, and they're not learning because despite all of the talk, they're too stupid to learn. Yeah, I can do it too. So I think one of the things we have here is, one, you're not going to convince me that somebody trying to make politics their career is going to do anything for the betterment of my community. You're not going to convince me of that. Jasmine Crockett is trying to get a promotion. You saying that, and I know she a politic, automatically I'm like, all right, well, she ain't finna do nothing. Because at this point, then, getting elected now supersedes any motivation she has to do anything for the community. So anybody trying to sell me on a political candidate that is trying to build a career in politics is not somebody that I'm going to listen to, and it's not somebody I'm going to vote for. Jasmine, I had somebody ask me about AOC the other day. Do you think AOC is going to be no. AOC got elected in her late 20s. That woman is a career politician. She ain't going to be nothing. In 60 years, if she live that long, she's going to be Nancy Pelosi.
Well, I mean, because black people, stop just voting for people because they black and you like the way they talk. That's stupid. It's the same thing over and over. You can't be wagging your finger at somebody and calling them dumb while in the middle of being stupid.
But you can, Joe. That's what you keep missing.
Yeah.
Jasmine Crockett keep talking about racist tropes, and you keep acting like racist tropes don't exist. These they don't even understand. Y'all have become a parody of yourself.
But that's why nobody's taking them serious. That's why the party's dead.
Well,
so
for the party, it ain't our party. So the hell with that party.
No, right.
So, but yeah, the shit is dead, and it should have been dead a long time. That dog should have been shot a long time ago. I'm talking in euphemisms, y'all. I'm not talking literally. So
I'm talking literally, because the dog is Cujo, and now it's running through the neighborhood eating people.
Cujo need to be put down. So
yes.
But
don't worry, I wrote the timestamp down.
No, we can keep it. I'm just saying. I don't want Pete up, and next thing you know, we got protests outside your house or your office. But this whole thing stinks to high heaven, because we don't have to like I'm tired of this whole it's not working, let's double down on what's not working.
Yeah.
Like trying to I think that actually is some backdoor policy to make sure that black men never have any sort of political ambiguity, any political
shut up and get in line.
But
like Tiffany Cross said.
But no political power. No power, period. No access to it. So it's like, because you keep saying, okay, we're going to put these people in we're going to put these people in office. And one of the things we're going to do is once we put them in office, when we're gonna we're gonna get you guys the next time. And then, well, the next time comes, okay, you know what? Things happen and the climate is just not right yet. We're gonna hold off, but we got you guys next time. And you keep saying that over and over and over again, like Pavlov's dog. Eventually, you ring the bell. We're not coming to dinner because no dinner's being served. You have literally, the system has literally taught men, black men in particular, how to be totally ambivalent to the whole political process.
But remember, we was talking what it was last week, like the power, the little power that black women do have, they're not giving that up for nobody.
No, right? And especially when it's over the men. Now, I've seen the sisters acquiesce to white men and white women, but they're not, or members of the LGBTQ, but they're not doing it for black men.
They acquiesce to groups of people that they believe are more powerful than them.
No, not believe. They are
they know.
more powerful.
And they know more powerful than them. But with us, but they believe they're more powerful than us.
No, they don't believe they are in fact more powerful than us.
Well, I mean, it's enough of us real when we can.
No, Joe. It's not enough of us. No.
They know.
We gonna be real in this conversation. Black women have power, maybe not individually, but as a collective. Black women have power.
I don't know if I can say it like I want to say it, but if you got enough black men, we really want to do it.
No, Joe, we can't. You peddling in delusion right now. You're displaying a lack of imagination.
It's a lot of
that's something that we don't do.
I can't say it how I want to say it, but it's
look. Maybe you got your nut screwed on tight, but it's enough women out here with enough nuts in their bag that they can convince enough men to unscrew your head so they ain't got to worry about your nuts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Who do you think be making all these phone calls to get people fired after they get after they get doxxed on social media? Like, collectively speaking, when it comes to tearing some shit down, that's the only power we seem to have, victimhood and tearing shit down. They're better at it than we are. And I don't even want those titles, but they know collectively how to use those to put themselves in position, because for the heart to heart, even sisters that I talk to who know that this feminist nonsense does not work for the black community can't hang it up themselves. Even dudes like the guy, the panderer we just saw, the male feminist that we just saw presenting right now, he knows it doesn't work, but he can't help it because he's programmed to operate that way. The programming is strong. They say the force is strong in this one. The programming is strong in these people that operate like this. They are part of, this is why I love The Matrix so much, especially that scene when they first pulled Neo out and they had him walking past the woman with the red dress. And Morpheus said, turn around, look again. And it was an agent. As long as you're plugged into the Matrix, you will always operate for the benefit of the Matrix. It's only those who choose to be unplugged, only those who are searching for freedom in Zion, only those who are choosing to be out. And I know for those of you who watch The Matrix, I already know that there's always like some, scuttlebutt about, what Zion was and, this, then the. Listen, I'm doing this metaphorically to make a point. The bottom line is, for those people who are free thinkers, for brothers like us that can see outside the box, the people that live inside that box can't even comprehend what we're talking about right now because they're still stuck there.
That's why we're doing this breakdown, because Buddy, he wanted to know.
All right, let's take it. Good, Pat.
He's because I love The Matrix too. Matter of fact, after this is over, I might take me a shower, sit down and watch it and fall asleep in it, but I'm going to turn it on. But my favorite character, because I think this character gets ignored, and I think this character is emblematic of what we see in woke Black America, is Cypher.
I knew it.
That's the one who was eating the steak,
the dude
right?
who wanted to go back in.
Yeah.
And taste the steak. Yes.
This dude is him. He got a little bit too much sense, a little bit too much information, and access to a little bit too much power, i.e. his platform. And now he's willing to sink the ship so that he can eat a steak. And he want to be somebody important, like an actor maybe. This is what we're dealing with. This is like, and so what you do with a cipher, you can't just call a cipher out. And I'm not going to tell you what to do with a cipher. That's a genuine question. Like, what do you do with a cipher?
Right.
But I'll tell you what Jasmine Crockett need to do with her cipher. She need to get as far away from this as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that type of rhetoric is unproductive rhetoric. Overall, of course, we like you say, we know he has intended audience for this, but I mean,
now this was destructive.
Well,
it was very unproductive.
Well, the next question would be, because this is going to be a measured piece that she's going to have to indulge in, because if her political, she's really trying to get a run for the president. That's why she's challenging Trump.
Right.
You know,
right.
she's trying to, use this as a stepping stone to eventually ascending as the first Black president, female president. Right. So, she's going to have to take into consideration how much of this gynocratic, bureaucratic nonsense is she willing to step away from?
She's got to step away from all of it.
Because if she does step away from it, then she loses her power base with the sisterhood. Now, she don't need the sisterhood to get elected.
She does not. That's
because
been time and time again.
Population-wise, they're only 6% of the population, about 4% of the vote population. So when you really think about it like that, it's crazy when you think about it like that. But they're small.
No, yeah. She's not gonna get the base that she needs to get.
If we having a real conversation, the sisterhood, the Black community, period, has not elected a single president in America's history.
None.
So she needs to step away from all of it. She can still get white women by stepping away from the gynocracy. That is
well.
She needs to do it like now, early.
She not though, because she locked in.
Well,
and that's why they keep daring her to run.
Her ego.
Do it.
Her ego might play that role. If her ego won't allow her to look at what's failed and see how to make corrective measures, utilize history correctly, understand the shortcomings of what previously happened. Because you want to talk about Kamala, first and foremost, nobody knew she was running until June or July.
And it took what? How long it took for the policies to get in?
September, late September. No, October, late October, like 2 weeks before the election. But
and more a lot of session didn't have them. Go ahead, PC. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. So she tried to ignore her way into office like all the other politicians did before. And they tried, and when they're real insulting, because when Biden beat Trump the first time, they said thanks to Black women. The Black women are the cornerstone, the backbone of the Democratic Party, this, that, and the other. That was a slap in the face of Black men. That was a proverbial shot across the bow for Black men. And brothers collected themselves. I mean, we did the political agenda that Black men had, a group of Black men have decided to create. We've seen Ice Cube come out there with the policies for Black America. We've seen when Black men, and we know who the greatest critics of those two policies are. You don't even have to lead the Black community to see that when Black men start stepping up into leadership position, who the first fight is with. So if she's going to have to address that, because nobody is going to come for her harder than a sisterhood if they feel betrayed by her. And although they're a tiny minority, they're a very loud and vocal minority. And, it could be one of those things where they defeat her before she even gets a chance to get to, a primary or gets a chance, because this Senate run, I don't know if she has to give up her congressional seat to do it, but I know that, hopefully that's not, because then that's like political. Yeah, I know you got to take that one out. But she's gonna have to give up. She's gonna have to basically reject the philosophy, the philosophical ideology of the gynocrats and the gynocracy that is currently not just run Black America, but runs America, but primarily is the power base of it is in Black America in terms of its operating function. Because white women, at the end of the day, white women ain't turning on their men.
No.
Collectively,
absolutely not.
They're not turning on. They'll say everything they can. We want this, we want that, but they won't be out there calling their men bullet bags. They won't be out there, putting together podcasts where their men are hanging from trees. They won't be out there talking about how dating other groups of men collectively are a better choice and this, that, and the other. They won't be out there telling their men to get behind them and get in line like Tiffany Cross did. They won't be doing all that stuff. You don't even see the strongest of, political pundits, female political pundits on the so-called major cable networks. You don't even see them saying that to their men in terms of the policies and things that you need to get behind. You don't even see them saying that. Yeah. Shit, there's a reason Hillary Clinton didn't beat Trump the first time.
Man, it's crazy too, because I just did a video. I just reacted to one of this gentleman's videos a week or so ago about the robots, the rise of the robots and stuff like that. And I was agreeing what he was saying on that, and just totally vehemently disagree with him on this one, because I think his whole approach with this was just totally out of pocket.
I don't think it definitely wasn't well thought.
No, uncalled, very emotional, very, very, very emotional. And you don't have to denigrate Black men because they don't want to vote for your candidate. For the person.
No, Joe, you keep getting it wrong.
I'm gonna keep saying it, damn it. You ain't gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep saying it, damn it. God damn it. You our motherfuckers gonna stop that.
We write down the time. Okay.
Hey, that's my one. That's my second one.
Yeah, 2 in a row, my guy.
Mm-hmm. But it's just, come on, it's just like that. It's so it's so unproductive and stupid. But I know they're gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep talking junk, and y'all gonna keep doing it. So we got to get better. Because I mean, once again, at the end of the day, if that was his attempt at preaching unity, brother, you need to go back and figure out what unity really is and how to really achieve it. Because what you did, you are helping to create a bigger rift between Black men and Black women, especially politically.
The chasm.
Right. Hey, man. Look here, man. Get your mind right, buddy. Office hours. Professor Carl Tone Jones, FetLifeStation.com, 2 p.m. I mean, you ain't doing nothing today. It's the holiday.
Y'all definitely want to tune in this time, because this is the straight talk to Black men. This one, I mean, most of my shows are pro-Black men because we need to get our shit together. We need to focus on how we do things and what we deal with. This one in particular is dealing with. Y'all better check that out. Check this out. 2 p.m. Fet Life Station.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up using one of your shows for one of my Tuesday shows. So I just ain't figured out exactly which one, but I'm gonna end up using one of my Tuesday shows. So, thepax.org. Make sure you check it out. Thepax.org. A lot of good information, y'all. We can't learn about Black history. They take it down, Black history. I want to teach my child Black history. It's a whole bunch of it on thepax.org. I'm here in Florida, and they want to take away Black history. Thepax.org. And on the shoulders1.com. It's a whole lot of Black history on there, a whole lot. So make sure you check them out and continue to support. Thank you to everybody who supports this channel. Thank you to everybody who support PC, who support Pat, support everything we got going on. Love you all. Y'all have a happy holiday. Enjoy y'all family. And we'll see y'all on the other side. Peace out.